Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. In this video, let's continue our journey with what is it? What? Oh, relay. Yeah, relay. I'm sorry. So in the previous video, we've managed to insert a new entry into the to-do list, right? So let's just demo it once again. BBB. Okay. Press enter, and the new entry with the title will be sent through mutation by the GraphQL endpoint, handle it, and the GraphQL endpoint will returns us with a full entry, and then we get the payload and insert that entry into the store, into the local relay store, and the relay will say, okay, the data is updated, let's update the UI for you. So yeah, that's it. Pretty straightforward, but a little more gotchas than I thought. Okay, please refer to my previous video for that. So in this video, let's do something other than create, right? Crude for the database, C, create, R is for what? R is for read, right? Okay, in the previous video, I said it's about something else. So actually, I'm not good at database. Anyway, let's read. Oh, not read. Update. U is for update. Oh, let's do some update. Okay, so there are two updates here. The first one is the title. We are expected to update the title and then toggle the checkbox. Okay. So the first step is that we need to implement this update GraphQL endpoint and make sure it works, and then we hook things up in our UI part. Great, let's do it. I think the mutation part is similar to what we did in the previous one, right? By the insert a new entry. So let's do it here. Okay, this is the add to do mutation. Let's add a new one called update to do mutation. The other things is the same. The name is update to do. Input, we have title, of course, and we need to ID to know which to do we want update, right? So we hey, ID is string, great, and then is complete is also is argument we want to handle is Boolean. The thing is that when we update something, we only need the ID to be existing, right? But the title is complete. They could be optional. So I'll remove this now. Okay, the output ID title complete. This is the same mutation. So here, rather than insert, we get the to do. Get to do by to do's filter. If not to do, we throw. And then we just update the to do. So title might be there. So if title is not undefined, to do title. If is complete is not undefined, to do is complete. And then we just return the to do. Great. So let's okay, that's it. And we export the update to do mutation. And in our schema, for the mutation here, besides add to do, we expose update to do and import the update to do from here. So that's it, I guess. So let's update the schema. Great, let's see the schema now. Mutation we had add to do, update to do, we input, which is the update to the input. Update to the input, we must have ID, but title and is complete is could be null. And then we return the update to the payload, which is ID title complete, which is pretty cool. I think it's working. Let's give it a try on the graphical. I've already set it up. So let's rewrite it. Okay, mutation. reload it. So we have a mutation, and it should be we give it a name like update to do mutation, which is on the update to do. This should have a ID here. So let's say it is to do 1. And what we want ID title, and it's complete. Great, and we change the title to new title. Great, let's reload our app. We can see that is hello world. Let's change a new title, run it. Yeah, it seems that it's succeeded, right? The new title is set. If we reload it, new title. Great. So our endpoint is not working. We now just need to hook up with the edit, right? We open our to-do app with to-do component. Obviously, we need to rather than the label, we need to show the input, right? As the to-do MVC tells us, we actually need to keep track of the is editing, set is editing, use state false, and when it is editing, if it's not editing, we show the label, and if it is editing, we show an input field. So input field is like this. We copy and paste. On key down, we copy the on key down here. Okay, we set its input to false. And also on change, we need to set to input. So we need to keep track of the input for editing. The initial state. The initial state would be the to-do dot title. So that's it. Let's give it a try. Some error. TODO is not defined. TODO. We don't have TODO. Where is TODO? TODO. Ooh. Come on. I hate flow. I hate flow. Shit. Okay. And we need to toggle it, right? So for the label here, we add double click. Set is editing true. Oh, great. Now we can edit it. And when I press enter, we should hook up with the mutation, right? So on the here, rather than we get the add to do from the prob, so we set to do mutate. So for mutate, we just copy the code from add to do mutation, which now should be update to do mutation. Let's try to update it. Update to do mutation. Here should it be update to the input. And this is update and get query is ID title is complete is true. And then we commit out the updater. This is commit update to the mutation. Environment is the same, and title, okay. And also we don't need the user now because we get the ID, so we just get to do. And the reference should be to do. I made a mistake in the previous video. This type should not be the GraphQL schema, but should from the GraphQL.js, the relay generated stuff. We should import it. Import type from generated relay GraphQL to do. This is a fragment. Okay, and get to do. We want to get the ID from this to do, and then title is optional. For relay, I don't for flow. This is right. I don't know which one actually. Shit. Anyway, it is complete. I think this is right? Boolean. Okay, now the input is update to do input. Actually, we get the ID here, ID, which is the to do ID. Title get from the parameter, and it's complete. Yeah, get it. So this is it, and we need to run a relay. So update. Great, and then we just call this commit update to the mutation. So in to do here. We call the environment. Okay, we can get the environment from here. And then to do, which is the to do. Title. Title, where is the title? Title is input. And we need to import this one. Mutations, update to the mutation. Yeah, that's it. Let's try. Ooh, use relay is not undefined. Okay, add it here. Great. Now let's try update this hello, and press enter. Wow, it's updated. It's updated and a new title, and this is hey. Wow. Well, you see that it's updated actually. And even if we reload it, it's still, the data is kept, so the API request is the GraphQL endpoint is working. But there's a slightly warning here. It says, oh, so why is updated? Because actually on relay it says when the response of a mutation has a field that with ID in it, then relay will update that record with that field. So because our response for update has this ID, it will try to update the ID. That's just the CR store. It means when you have a response, like say, like here, like ID of to do 0, it will actually update the to do 0 for us. Here you can see to do 0. Yeah, it will be updated automatically. So that's why GraphQL, although relay, needs everything to have a unique ID, global unique ID, so to make things easier. Great. So the warning actually tells us that something important. It says both version of record to do 0 have the same type but got a conflicting type. Let's see. For to do 0, update to do payload, it's the type is update to do payload, right? Because it's in our schema. Let's see. It says update to do, it returns update to do payload. It's this. ID string this. But what do we want to update? Like to do 1 actually has a type of to do. Why? Because in our user it actually returns a to do here. So this is not good. It means but even though they have the same fields in GraphQL or in a relay as perspective, they are different data types. So in our, I think we need to update something here. Here, update to the mutation. The response type actually we didn't define. So the general, these fields itself is the response type, like a payload. So rather than defining it by ourselves, actually we could return a to do. The type is actually what we want, you see. The type is actually the GraphQL to do, right? This is it, and then we resolve it. To resolve, the mutation and get payload actually is return a to do, and we don't need to change everything. So you'll see for the graph to do here, the resolve is actually just a mapping of itself. So we just return a resolve to the resolve to itself. So that's it. And then let's try to update the schema to see what the difference is in the schema GraphQL. Now update. We have to update to-do payload. And here it actually has a to-do. Now they have the same type to-do. So in our, because the response changed it, we need to wrap it with a to-do. Yeah. And then, great. And then I think it should work because, oh, we need to update the relay. Now let's see if it works. Hello, hello. Great, there's no warning now. And the relay store actually updates everything well. It says the type is to do, to do one, to do, even I create a new one, SDF, and update it with to do. Ooh, to do is something different. Invalid because to do have same type but conflict types, add to do payload and to do. So here's the problem of previous video actually. Rather than we return the same thing, return something, we do it separately here. This one, we need to actually wrap it the same as what we would do in update mutation. This is add, so output, we wrap it in a to do. We got a to do. And then we actually, in our add to do mutation, which is payload, okay, we'll figure add for to do payload. I think this should be payload.todo. Let's see if it works. Oh, and then the payload itself, it should be wrapped into to do. Update schema, the relay. Let's give it a try. Oh, something wrong. Cannot read property ID of undefined. Maybe something wrong with the updater. The payload should not be, actually, I think it should not be to do, but get value, no, get linked, I think get linked record to do. It's not dot, the record. Let's see if it works. Great, it works. And then update it. Great. See, it's perfect. And the last thing is we don't want to handle this complete or not, right? Complete. Let's just implement it on change here. On change is actually toggle. So we toggle to do. Let's say const toggle, we got a to do. We do the same, commit, update to do mutation, environment to do. This is the same to do. Input, what is input? Okay, oh, the second parameter, which is undefined, and then give it toggle to do is complete. Let's see if it works. Toggle. Oh, great. You see that it works. Perfect. On. It's first on all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, except SSS. And then toggle them. Perfect. So now we see that the relay actually makes things pretty easier, right? For us to update local. Let's revisit the document. So when the mutation has an ID in a field, it will automatically update it. If a field is queried and which has this directive of delete record, we will meet this possibly in the next video. It will really will remove that. Or append edge. We haven't touched the edge yet because it's related to connections, I guess. And lastly, for all updates not by the previous 3 bullet points, we can use the updaters, right? Yeah, it's the first one. The insert, we use the updaters to update the data. But just remember, the data in the records are not like objects. You can use dot, like use getter, setter to get the data. You need to all the data actually are connected node with ID. So here the to-do is a node because it has ID, so you must get link to record for that. So what if the link to record, let's allow me to console log. Oh yeah, for the values you should use get value, okay, without ID. Let's just log it. So this is the to-do, and then we can log to-do and get value. I think it's title. Yeah, let's give it a try. So ss. There's no log. What is this? It's add. Oh, okay, add it. Okay, AAA. Yeah, AA. If it is ID, just to use get link to record or get link records for the array. But for the property, it's the pure property, the value, use the get value. Okay, that's it. So that's for today's video. In the next video, please stay tuned for how we manage the deletion. And after that, we will come back to the connection to see how to do paginations in the relay. Yeah, stay tuned. Bye-bye.